Well, this can get pretty deep, pretty serious, pretty quick, all joking aside, but entitlement mentality is the culture that we're swimming in at this moment throughout society, is what it feels like. And I struggle at times that I deserve whatever. I deserve it. We're in financial planning. People we are engaged with us to help them achieve their dreams, which usually that means some sort of freedom from want, whatever that may be. How do you push back on the entitlement mentality?
Well, nobody owes us anything, and if we're entitled, we aren't going to have very many friends. We aren't going to have happiness, because we always expect more. We always expect what we don't get. There's not a day in my life that's not perfect, but there's not a day in my life that isn't good because I don't expect it to be perfect. So expectations. What do you expect? What do you expect out of life? And nobody owes us anything. Nobody, we've gotten so that the government is going to give us everything, that the government owes us everything. Well, who is the government? The government's you, me, the government's the government's all of us. And if the government's going to give us everything, they're going to tax you. They're going to take away. They're going to give you less benefits because they can't afford to give it to everybody and give out the benefits that they do. So our entitlement thought process makes us not happy with life, makes us probably not have as many friends as we should, and makes us so we're dependent on somebody else because we expect them to give us everything. The government, they owe it to us. They don't owe it to me. I wish they'd quit taking it, but they don't owe it to me. And if we're content with what we have, and we just take what comes, my success in life has been that multiple times in my life, I was happy with where I was at. But because I was happy with where I was at, it allowed me to get to the next place easier. Yep. Because I wasn't worried about spending. I wasn't worried about I was worried about being productive. Yeah.
The thought that just came through my mind, the idea of entitlement. Usually, if I'm being honest with myself, when I feel entitled to something, it means I've been comparing my circumstances to someone else's.
Right.
And where do I compare? I compare up the food chain. I never look back over my shoulder and see everybody else. If I really think about the global circumstances, it's a little bit sickening how much success we have in the United States.
Well, for me, it challenges me, but if we're entitled, we're worried about what we're going to get. If we're not entitled, I think we become productive. Productive people come from a lack of entitlement. Productive people come from, they want to change the world. Most people that are really wealthy didn't necessarily start out to get wealthy, but they create some widget that we all think we need. And that made them wealthy. But if we're entitled, we're destroying what we can do for others. So let's make sure that we live a productive life, that we don't sit back waiting for what we can get, that we try to be productive for those we love, but for those around us that maybe we don't even know. So don't let entitlement get in the way of you being your best today.